another live 2.0. We got time, we got Wi-Fi. I don't know how long these are gonna be, but I got the idea. It's like, do as many as you can today. Why not? It's a beautiful day. And if anybody maybe doesn't have like, I don't want to ask, I'm giving you a second opportunity. If you got a question, come into the chat. Bust your question. If you're new to personal development, if you're new to bettering yourself and bettering your life, and you find a connection with me, you find relatability to me, I'll be coming on these lives. Oh, it's loud. And trying to answer quick style your question. I'm also putting together a Patreon. Is that what it is? Patreon? Yeah, I think so. It is Patreon channel, where we'll get more in depth over there. We'll have more of a sit down. We can get into your questions a little deeper over there. That's up and coming. Just a heads up. Look for the link later on, or ask me about it if it's almost ready, whatever, in one of the comments. Or I'm over on Instagram too. I'm not working that too much right now. I'm focusing really on putting up as much as I can here on YouTube. But yeah, I am over on Instagram. Same handle, at Mr. Albert Lopez. If you want to DM me over there, if you have any questions for me, or you could drop them in the messages here. That's also doable. So see if anybody comes in. I'll give it a few minutes. Personal development questions, questions about sharing your personal development journey on YouTube. If you have any like doubts or fears or struggles to get over on how to share your content, and why you should, because it's part of the generosity pillar of your life. You yourself have a group of people that is waiting to hear it from you because they're relatable. They find relatability to you. It's your job to be generous. It's what we're here to do. We're supposed to do whatever we would do if money wasn't an issue. That's your passion. And if your passion is to become better, you need to be generous with your passion. How can you help people with what you're passionate about? Show them what you know. If you're so passionate, that means you're gonna run through the struggles. If you're passionate about something, you're gonna, no matter how difficult it gets, how rainy, how cold, how sluggish, how just messed up it is, you yourself will wonder, why do I keep on doing this? It doesn't seem like I'm getting anything out of it, or I'm growing, or I'm becoming better, because you're passionate about it. So because you're passionate about it, getting through the struggles is gonna be easy peasy to you. You're gonna be like, who cares? I don't care if it's a struggle. I love this so much, I'm still gonna do it, no matter what. Even if it's hard, I'll still do it. Even if I fail, I'll still do it. Why? Because you love it so much. Because I love it so much. That's what you're passionate about. That's why you should do it. And if you help other people who maybe are earlier in the game of doing it, or maybe don't have as much passion as you do, but are still going to maybe go through the same struggle and maybe give up because they are not as passionate as you are, you can facilitate that for them and help them get through that struggle better. Maybe continue to inspire them and continue to have them get their own motivation by inspiring, but saying, look, I know it's difficult, I know it's a struggle, I know it's difficult to become better, I know it's difficult to stick to your diet, to track your food, to eat a minimal amount of food, what only you need, minimal amount of sleep, minimal amount of rest, but there's benefits to it. What are you struggling with? Oh, well, this, and this, and you could share how you got through it because you're working on bettering yourself. That's why we need to share our journey. So that's what I talk about here. I'm coming on here to see if anybody gets any questions for me. Doing a quick Q&A. If you got a question, just bust it in the chat. I'll be here as long as I can. If I got Wi-Fi and I got time, I go live. But when you see me in the car like this, it's usually like I could go like that. If I gotta go, I gotta go. When you see me in a different setting, I usually have a topic, talk about it a little bit more. That way, in the end, if there's any questions in the chat, I'll jump in the chat and answer any of those questions that you may have. Hey, there you go, Morgan. Make sure you subscribe too. I go live multiple times a day, daily for sure. One of the lives is typically a little longer. I have more of a topic card, talk about something that I went through that day or that week, and how I got through it, how I got through the whole challenge without quitting, without whining, without complaining, without bitching, without making myself the victim, in hopes that it'll inspire you, that when you go through that challenge, because we all go through the same challenge, just different versions. And we all have that same formula, which is we will not be given a challenge that we cannot successfully complete with a win. What's a win? Without whining, without complaining, without bitching, without having that victim mindset about the problem. The moment we do any of those four, it's a loss. We lose. We failed the test, we failed the challenge, we failed the problem, and it's just going to repeat itself. So we all have the same problems. They're not exactly the same, but they're all problems. Well, your problems are the same as my problems, just a different version of it. They're as big as they are for you as big as they are for me. It's the same thing. No, but mine seem bigger because you could handle it. No, but yours seem bigger because I could handle it. You will not be given a problem that you are not able to handle. That's a rule. That's part of the game. So when it comes to you, if you whine and complain, it's like, come on. The source that designed you knows you can get through it. And get through it doesn't mean can't wait till it's over the whole time I'm gonna bitch, whine, and complain about it. That's not getting through it. That's not getting through it. It got through you. It chewed you up. You didn't do it. It did you. When you get through it is when you stand up tall, shoulders back, chin up. Like, yeah, bring it more. That's all you got. Let's go. I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to whine. I'm not going to have the self-victimizing mindset. Eventually, the problem will peak. It'll get to its top point, and then it'll start dwindling down and come to its completion. It's a cycle. Every problem is a cycle. No problem lasts forever. You remembering and keeping a grudge and living in the past, you remember it forever, but the problem itself has its three parts to that story. The setup, the conflict, and the resolution. That's it. It never lasts forever. Some last a little longer than the others, but the moment it reaches its peak, it doesn't take very long before you start noticing that it just starts coming down. As long as we don't bitch, whine, or complain and make ourselves the victim, the woe is me, why does this always happen to me, why is this me, this never works out, this is bullshit, this is dumb, this is this, that's it, you lost, and it's gonna happen again. So the moment that happens, it's like, all right, cool, it'll go through its cycle anyways, and get ready because it's gonna happen again in your life. Till you get past it and it's a win, then you'll get the wisdom, you'll get the prize, everything you want will get a little closer in the horizon, and just be sure that you're gonna get another problem, which is another test, which is how it gets better. Life gets better when you don't whine or complain about the problem. So anyways, that's what you come on here and share. If you have any questions about that, hit me up. Let's see, what do we got here? Anything? Point of view and privilege to have a point of view. Let's see, Chairman, what else did you say? Questions. Yes, anybody has any questions? So I'm going back if Jeremy said anything before that. It says, question. What you got? And the privilege to have this point of view. I don't know if that's a question or a statement. Yeah, it is a privilege. It's a choice, actually. You can have the state of mind. You just have to, you have 100% free will control of how you think and how you control your thought. Then your thought controls your feelings, and your feelings control your actions. Your actions create your habits, and your habits create your reality. Want to change your reality, your surroundings, the way things are right now around you, things you own, things you have, the things you experience? Just change your habits. And I told you how to do that. Go to the very beginning, the top. Step 1, change your thoughts, which you have full free will control of. Sorry about that. Let's see. New to channel, hitting the oh, right on. Joe, welcome to the channel. Appreciate you subbing. Everybody else too, subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. That way you get notified every time I go live. We just clocked over 1,700 subscribers. We're at 1,700, probably Joe 1,703 or 1,704. So welcome. I go live every day. Patreon is in the mix. We're gonna have something a little bit more exclusive over there, so I'll let you guys know about that. Make sure you hit the like. I go live here every day, so get your questions for me if you have any. Wise words hitting home. I'm glad it is. Now that they hit home, it's your job to apply them. You have this moment to start applying them. Start changing the way you think. You have a choice. You could see this as, you could see everything as negative or just or you could find the goodness in everything. How do you raise your thought? How do you raise your attitude? How do you raise your attitude? You know that? There's a way you control that too. You control it by raising your frequency, by raising your attitude. Raising your attitude by doing something that's part of your purpose. For me, what works instantly is push-ups, high impact exercise. A quick walk could be for you. It could be push-ups. It could be burpees. It could be a sprint. It could be going up the stairs, down the stairs as quick as you can because you're at work or whatever. You can't do it. It could be cleaning up, wiping down your truck, wiping down your car. It could be going to wash your face, wash your hands if that's part of your purpose, to look good, to be sharp, to make sure you look good. Maybe refreshing, changing your shirt or whatever. That's part of your purpose. It'll raise your attitude because you have to do things that are part of your purpose. To me, fitness is part of my purpose. That should be part of everybody's purpose because it's high impact physical performance will raise your attitude. You cannot be in a low attitude after hitting some getting your heart going, getting your heart rate going. So by getting your heart rate going, you instantly will raise your attitude. Therefore, you raise your thoughts. There's your answer right there. Now I have good thoughts. Now things are not as bad as I was victim mindset, whining, complaining at them. Now they're at a higher rate. They're at a higher rate of attitude, higher rate of vibration. So that means things look better. Change the way you look at things, and the things that you look at change. Your life will start getting better. That's where you start. Thoughts, then comes the feelings, then comes the actions. That's how you start right now, Joe, everyone. If it hits home, there you go. There's your formula to start right now. Hit the floor, bust as many push-ups as you can. Before you start, you have to add the intention. These push-ups are not to get huge muscles. That'll happen automatically. Put the intention that you're raising your attitude. You're hitting these push-ups to raise your attitude. And go till you can't no more. Don't hurt yourself, but go till you're like, okay, that's it. I don't want to hurt myself, but I'm done. And get up, take a deep breath, and watch what happens. Look around. You're going to get goosebumps. You're going to get the chills. You're going to smile. You're going to be like, oh, dang, this works. That's exactly what happened to me, and it did. That moment started changing the direction of my life. From that, I just know the formula. Anytime I got low thoughts, dumb thoughts, why do I welcome them into my heart? That's all me. That's what they call that. You have free will. You're letting those thoughts happen. You're letting that bad energy, that bad feeling, that messed up feeling happen. Those bad, and then followed up by the bad actions. You go to your vice, whatever it is. That's all you, because you're letting them come to fruition. You're letting your thoughts go to your feelings, go to your actions. You're letting your poor thoughts, your low thoughts come into your life. Build your habits, build your reality. Then we're complaining about our reality. We don't like what we have. More whining and complaining. See how it's all this cycle, this loop? So you got to use part of that hitting home, Joe, what you talked about. It hit home. That's the curiosity. Now you, my friend, use the courage that you have inside to follow that curiosity. Hit the floor, do some push-ups. If you can't hit the floor, if it's a little too hard, just up against the counter, up against the table, up against the bumper of my car is where I started. Right here, this bumper, that's where I started for me. And you start changing your reality right now by putting the intention behind those push-ups. But you gotta run with that curiosity. And use your courage to start bettering your life today. You saw that?
Granny.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
trying to park right next to you.
big old truck. Nice truck too. I'm mad at it. Navigator vibes. Nice and clean too.
Good Lord.
Let's see, what do we got? Yes. New to the channel. All right, George heading home. Very good. Let's see. Yeah, Joe, all these struggles, all the struggles that you have, they're all related to one thing: lack of discipline. If you have like, I'm not familiar with you yet. I don't know your story. We could maybe in the future, I'm letting everyone who's here know I am starting a Patreon. And then from there, we could also do one-on-one stuff. But right now, we're focusing on here and letting you know about the Patreon. There, I could get to know everybody a little bit more details about what you're working on. But look, it's all a discipline problem. Everything. If you have financial problems, it's not a financial problem. It's a discipline problem. If you have overweight problems, it's not an overweight problem. It's a discipline problem. You have relationship problems, it's not a relationship problem. It's a discipline problem. Everything you have that you put a title on, that I have struggles with this, I have struggled with food, I have struggled with whatever, with work, with money, with saving, with health, with relationships, with friendships, with starting a business, none of those things are true. The only thing you need to do is replace it and say it's a discipline problem. You lack discipline. If you were to build up your discipline, which you can, very simple, exercise, diet, wake up time, it's the best way to gain discipline. Worked for me. What happens? You elevate your discipline and the universe rewards you with the equal amount of confidence. That one gave you the chills. I know it did. Because I never knew I didn't have confidence till I got my very first dose of confidence by building my discipline. It was the best feeling in the world. That's when I realized, like, oh man, all my life, I've never had any confidence. I had courage, I had work ethic, but I had no confidence. Those could be confused with confidence. Work ethic, I just do it, yeah. Courage, I don't care what happens, I'm gonna do it. You're courageous and you're hardworking. That doesn't mean you're confident. Confident is everything is stripped away and you're just standing there. How do you feel? Can't say a word in this. How do you feel? You can't buy confidence. You can't rent confidence. You can't wear it. It's just the feeling that you have inside of all the things that you've done that you don't want to do when you don't want to do them, but damn it, you did them anyways. What? That's that feeling of confidence. I don't even have to tell you what they are, but I internally know that I've done that. All the stuff I didn't want to do, I did it. I've done it. And I've strung those days together. You start putting all these days together. It's like a bunch of days of confidence. It starts building and building and building. Pay attention though. Just like any muscle, it could build, but it could also regress. And you could lose it if you stop working on discipline. Once you focus everything, the number one priority should be discipline. And everything else starts getting better and better. I bet you still haven't done the push-ups I told you to do 7 minutes ago. Why? Lack of discipline. If you were to put this phone, put it up on the side and bust how many push-ups you can, whether it's 2 or 20 or 25 or 30, whatever, with the intention of raising your discipline, you put it to the side, you do it right now, you'll have your first gain. You gained it. You earned it. You did that. You've got that discipline and you're going to feel that confidence and you're going to get the chills like I told you and be like, damn, this works. I feel better already. You do, my friend, because you've built your discipline and you got your dose of confidence that was gifted to you. Just like life was gifted to you. You had nothing to do with it. You're gonna earn that confidence, build that discipline, earn that confidence. If you were to do it right now, I guarantee you, there's some free game right there. You want to get some discipline? Why do I want discipline? Because it comes with confidence. And confidence and discipline is a lethal tool. It's a badass tool to have in your check because you could take it everywhere you go. And all your problems that you call struggles will start bettering. Just with one set of push-ups and a little bit of discipline and a little bit of confidence? No, because it didn't take you poor choices and poor discipline to earn the struggles that you have now. The same thing, you start doing it 3, 4, 5, 6 times a day. Anytime you have those low attitude thoughts, bust some push-ups. Elevate discipline, elevate confidence. You have them 10 times a day, guess how many times you're going to be busting push-ups that day? 10, if you have discipline. But you have none. Start building it right now. Because it compounds a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, it gains momentum. That's what I'm telling you to use. You said it struck home. That's the curiosity. Now do what you've never done before, which is use your courage, because I know you're courageous. If you're still here and you're still watching, it's because you have courage and curiosity. So use that courage to create your momentum. Use the inspiration you're getting here to motivate yourself. You're the only person that can motivate you. Use it. Bust your push-ups, you're gonna feel better. You still haven't. I've sat where you're sitting. But the moment you just say, you know what, nah, I'm worth more. This is more important for me. This is my life. I know there's more. Because there is. I'm not telling you that there's more. You're telling yourself that there's more. And the reason why you tell yourself that there's more is because there is more. All right, let's see. It's midnight and you're alive? What a gift. I'd bust some push-ups for that. Push-ups don't make noise. What are you talking about? Go do 3. There you go, Morgan. That's it. If it's midnight and you're up watching this, you should do some push-ups. You could do, for midnight, do 12 push-ups. There you go. Do 12 push-ups. If you can't do 12 on the floor, do them up against the table. Do them against the counter. Go to the kitchen, use the kitchen counter. You can't do them there, lean up against the wall and do them against the wall. Watch how 12 is so easy, but you put the intention behind it. This is to elevate my attitude. As I start a new day at midnight. You're starting a new day and you're alive. Hello. Unless you're working or something, then yeah, you got to stick to your commitment. If that's the case, just pretend like you dropped something and that one, just use your legs. Don't bend down and just use your legs, go down, pretend that you're picking up that thing you dropped and said, this is to elevate my attitude. Boom, pretend you dropped it again, do it again, that's 2. If no one's watching, pretend you dropped it and do it again, that's 3. You're not breaking any commitments to anybody, but you are bettering yourself. For who? Even for the person you're working for. I want to be a better version of me, because wherever I go, that's where I'm at. So if I'm better, I'm a better employee. See, that's part of the thing. It says, can I squat instead? Can I squat instead? See what I mean with the discipline? You know more, therefore you want to change it up and you want to do you. Someone says, hey, you know what? You should save. You should save up. Save up 5% of your income. We'll always ask, well, can I do 10? Why don't we start listening to somebody who's done it already, is doing well? If I listen to you, am I going to be like you? If someone gives you a certain piece of advice, we have the tendency to change it, just to have a back and forth and keep us distracted from doing what we need to do. If the thing was, hey, do some push-ups, why would we change? We have that tendency to do that. It's a distraction. Now we're going to talk about squats. Now you're going to start saying, oh, because I used to do this. Now it's going to be 12:15, 12:20. You're still not going to do them. But if you say, oh, well, you know what? I can't because of my physical condition. I can't do this. Then why are you even asking? Just do the squat. You still haven't done them. Just got 14 after hitting the bag, G. Can you explain that one? That sounds good, but I don't know what it means. Maybe I need to rate it a little bit higher. But I'm a lady, I can't do them. Ladies can do push-ups, right? 100%. My lady does push-ups all the time. Oh, got it. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's go. Let's elevate that attitude. You hit the bag. Very good. 10 squats. There you go. See? You did them. It's physical movement. It's physical performance. Put the intention behind those squats to elevate my attitude. All those challenges that you were talking about, you were talking to me about. All those challenges, you go like this. All those challenges that you were telling me about, how do they feel now? Oh, I got a lot of struggles. Really? Tell me about them now. They hit different. Why? Because you just elevated your attitude. You start feeling your energy come down. Another 10 squats. Let's go. With the intention to elevate my attitude. Oh, gotcha. I get it. Handle it, Morgan. You're doing your thing. You're doing your thing. Okay, here you go. I got the answer for that too. Up against the wall. Up against the wall is a good enough push-up. Yeah, you could do the squats. I get it if that feels good, but you should also start working on push-ups. Up against the wall. Stand up against the wall. Just arms length out, and then lean into the wall and push up against the wall. You could do it. I know you can, because you're just up against the wall. Later on, it'll be the counter. But start off the wall. Do 10. Do 2. Do 1. Try it up against the wall. I still do them. It's like, wow, if I couldn't do a regular push-up, let's try this whole wall thing I heard once. I did it. I was like, it is resistance. Heck yeah, be proud of that progress. You did, Morgan, 100%. Yeah, if you did the squats, you raised your attitude. Now you're curious about asking questions. Now you're coming out with. Now you're being honest with yourself and saying, you know what, I'm fuller. I can't do I can't do one push-up. I can't do it. It's fine. You're being honest with yourself. You got the wall. I'm giving you a solution. You got the wall. I know you can do one on the wall. Do one on the wall, and don't. That is a push-up. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. You don't need to go out there and say nothing. But you know who you are gonna inspire once you start making content about you start being generous and sharing your journey. You can start talking about how it is to make, how it is to do push-ups up against the wall for the first time, and only you would be able to explain it how you felt. I started on the bumper here, on the bumper of the truck, this very truck. That's where I started doing my push-ups, and it was somebody who I couldn't really do many push-ups on the ground. I couldn't do one burpee. And I love burpees. It's my favorite exercise. I could tell you with all the emotion in my heart, because I'll never forget those days because I lived them. Same with you. That one time I was on a live at midnight talking about my struggles. Some guy popped up on my live feed and he's talking about doing push-ups to elevate my attitude. It worked. I told him I couldn't. I did squats instead, but then I was honest because I elevated my attitude. I had enough discipline and confidence to tell him why I couldn't do them. Then he explained to me that I could do them on the wall. I did. Oh my gosh, I did my first push-up ever. Those wall push-ups will turn into counter push-ups. Those counter push-ups will turn into floor push-ups. As your discipline goes up, your confidence will go up too. Don't rush the process. You'll know when it's time. But if the squats feel good, keep it up with the intention. 10 well done. Good job, Joe. Good job. You did it. You hadn't done them a while. What a day. What a way to start off your day. What a way to start off your day. Hey, give it up. Give it a show some love for Joe. Good job. But more than anything, Joe, don't even worry about all the love you're getting because it doesn't matter as much as the love that you give yourself. You did that. Do it again later. It's barely midnight. When you go to bed after we're done here, go to bed, you wake up, first thing you do is go up against that wall, do your push-ups, then do your squats that you're talking about. But do not forget to add the intention. This is to raise my attitude. And watch how as your attitude raises, your struggles are going to start coming down. They're going to stay the same, but the way you look at them are different. You're going to start dominating them because now Joe has more discipline. You'll be gifted more confidence, which you already have a little bit more because of what you just did. And you'll start chiseling away at those struggles. They won't be struggles no more. They'll be gifts. Gifts to gain you wisdom. The source of creation won't give us anything that we can't handle. We just don't have any discipline and we don't want to handle them. We want to run away from them. They won't. When we run into them and we deal with them, what happens? Like I said, everything we want, which also the source of creation programmed in here and in here, will start getting closer and closer and closer. Good job. You have the courage, Joe. All I gave you was inspo. You gave yourself the courage. You used you had curiosity. You used the courage. You motivated yourself. You did it. It's 12:30 in the morning where you're at. Handle that. Now every day for the rest of your life, do that. Do that. Watch what happens. All right, let's see. I'm gonna scroll through the chat, see if anybody got anything else. Thanks for chiming in, Morgan. I appreciate that. Way to support Joe. That's cool. That's what it's about. Just creating that community. Anything else? If you're still in here, anybody see we got 3 people in here, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. Good to hear, Morgan. Good to hear. That way you get notified every time I go live. I've been going live multiple times a day lately, at least once, just talking about my journey and personal development, how it's helped me just get better every day. The struggles that I have are now called challenges. They're called I call them gifts, because every time I have a challenge, all I know is that it's an opportunity to level up, to get the things I've ever wanted come closer to me, build discipline, gain confidence. And I also talk about how you should be sharing your journey too on YouTube and help you with your challenges on YouTube and how to get through them, and how it's very important to share your story and personal development. Because just like my story may inspire someone, your story is going to inspire someone that finds relatability in you. The same people that find relatability in you may not find relatability in me, but you do. You get the wisdom from me, apply it to your life, get your own wisdom, which is different than my story. It's your own story. It's unique. It's like a fingerprint. It'll never be ever again. And then you go tell that story and you're going to inspire other people. That's being generous. Remember, we get back what we give. It's better to give than receive, right? So if you give, you get it back. And you get it back threefold. So if you help someone, it feels good just to help. We're supposed to do it. We're supposed to help evolve humanity with your wisdom. All this does is just going to come back to you threefold. To you, your loved ones. Let's see. Let's go, Joe. Let's go. You don't have to just do it once a day, Joe. It's throughout the day. Anytime you start feeling crummy or bummy or like, they change from challenges to struggles again. You start getting that feeling. That means your attitude is coming down. Go knock something out. A quick walk. Go up the steps. Do those push-ups against the wall with the intention, and watch. You'll elevate it again. Bam. There you go. You did it. Stronger and smarter together. That's it. You will, Morgan. I'm here all the time. I also post regular videos and shorts too. I've been doing a lot of shorts lately, so make sure you subscribe. We can check those. Ayahuasca, I've heard about that. Yeah. All right. Anybody else in here still here? Let's see. We got shows. There's one. I don't know how true this is. It jumps around. Goes from 2 to 25. Just if you're here, make sure you hit the subscribe so we can kick it in the next video of your life talking about this kind of stuff. All right, I'm gonna take off here too. It's getting hot. I'll catch you guys on the next live. Thanks for stopping by. If you know anybody who you think could benefit from this live, do me a favor after it goes up, share it or share the link right now, or it'll go live in just a few minutes as soon as YouTube processes it. Just share it. Share it with whoever you think could benefit from this. Anybody who you think has a low attitude, who's seeing things too much as a struggle as opposed to an opportunity. Maybe this will help them out. All right, see you guys later. Have a good one.